Kusin and Spoos and inforsk. We're very sorry we had some technical difficulties with our audio here recently. We cut some live video, which the audio was not working, and for some reason or another. We've discovered what the problem is, and we hope not to have to repeat this. I like to make my videos live wherever possible, and we attempted to do this actually yesterday as well as today, and ran into difficulties, but we have corrected that, and hopefully our live videos will be able to post them more frequently next week. But we did post a live video of November 2nd, and we were calling for an easy short. All right, now we also ran this in a vertical portrait setup in hopes that we might have better resolution so you could see a little bit more clearly where the premium was. That didn't work out very well either. So we're a little disappointed on both accounts. Nevertheless, what we were drawing attention to right here at 9:54 in the morning, the premium dropped to a relative new low. It was down here at 684. Now we had some divergence here on the YM as well as on the Ticky, but we were at a new low on the ES premium, and that's predictive. So as we rallied up here, okay, we were calling for a short. All right. Now the major divergence took place right here, and of course what we're showing you here is also you can verify that this is what we saw in real time, and none of this is fabricated. This is all done in real time. But in any event, there was your major divergence here, and that was a little bit misleading in my estimation, because this was a pretty strong bar up. Yet, by the time we came to, just within a few seconds, really, just a few seconds of that original move up, the premium just dropped dramatically. And if there was any hesitation, okay, you had another opportunity here and another opportunity here. Okay. Then we saw the drop. Now, the projected low was 96.25. That's what the premium is telling us. And we emphasize time and time and time again that this is believable. All right, this is believable. The premium doesn't lie. And so this low was being forecasted, 96.25. We'll put a little line here just so that you have a point of reference. Okay. And it took a while. All right. It took a while. But there it was. And that finally occurred shortly after 12. Well, let's just nail it down. Right in here. That's where it occurs. So 12:08 roughly. And the premium called that at 9:54. All I had to do is read the premium and be short. Now, in all fairness, there was a few little issues here. Now, when we ran up to this high, we left kind of a naked bar here on the YM, because that move up on the YM was not tested. And let's just expand this out just a little bit more for you. Oops, wrong way. Now we got really close, and then we were divergent, just as we were over here. It became very divergent here, but that was I would call that a naked bar. I really would. And so this was a bit deceptive in all of these respects, because of the this very strong move up on the premium on the YM would have caused us to anticipate that this was moving upward. But you got to read that in conjunction with the trend. And so as you saw this move up, okay, this is still divergent relative to that big move up. So you've got some divergence there. You've got the divergence on the YM premium as well, and not so much on the Ticky. Ticky's 14. It's not particularly high. Now, let's look at some issues that you faced with this trade. Steps down, steps down, steps down. It's continuing to move down. You've got this divergence off of these lows, but this is still a lower low on the premium, the ES premium, from the standpoint of the pivots. Okay, so that's still telling us we're moving down. Then, as we get a higher low here, we're getting another lower low on the premium here. So that's still, all that's confirming. This is still moving down. Okay. Now, we finally come down a little bit further, and we just step up just a little bit, and that's enough. Okay, that's just enough to move this higher, and you got a little bit of higher level on the premium here, but that's really not significant. Nothing significant on the high side, but nevertheless, we do get a move up, and there is a bit of a divergence here, not severe, but it does, it moves up pretty nicely here. I mean, that's a nice tradable long, but likely not one that we would have taken. So we're back up to 21.75, and we get divergent again right there on the premium. All right, and you see it on all three. And so we move down again. So now what we need to see is the premium continuing to move down. Here we are. We're at a higher low here, and we are a little bit divergent. Okay, that's enough to move this up a bit. Okay, but it should be higher. This pivot should be higher. Yet, at the same time, this low in here is a naked bar. Okay, that's a naked bar. And it's only, it really, well, it is divergent to some extent. From, this is at negative 660, this was at negative 666, so you can't deny it. It was a bit divergent. So now we're higher still on the premium, but we are at a higher level. So you would expect that this market is going to move up a little bit. Then, as it does, we hit this divergent point there, and down we come again. Now, this is a little hard to see because we don't have enough vertical resolution. That's why we did this in portrait. But we've actually got to step down. We're stepping down 3 times here on these pivots to this low. And it should be lower, okay? It should be lower, because this is the lowest that we've been thus far. But on the YM, Okay, on the YM, we've got a little divergence. Okay, 91 to 89. Market moves up a little bit. Now, watch carefully what we see happening here. Look at the premium here at these pivots. And by the way, these red dots here are just, they're placed on the screen with a pivot indicator. That's all they are. They are not part of any strategy. They're just there for points of reference. So some have thought, wow, you got a great system there. No. These are just pivot indicators. They're plain vanilla generic pivot indicators as shown here. So anyway, now read the premium here, 536. Next pivot, 533, 534. What's happening? 533. All right. We're moving down. But as we do move down, we come to that pivot and the premium steps up again, and up we go. All right. Now we're at a higher low here. We're at a higher low in the premium, as we should be, so we're not really divergent until we get up in here and we see the premium steps down to 558. Okay. So now we're lower. We're at a higher high here, and we're lower than all of the other premium readings, perhaps with the exception right here. So now we get that divergence, and down we go again. So now we are right into where we were talking about previously, and we get a big move down on the premium once again. And that was basically the extent of the call there. And then we see the premium really begins to tank in here. All right. Come to that divergent point, and then we get a big drop, major drop on the ES as well as the YM premium. It really tanks. And this particular bar down was scary. This was scary. Look at how far down this thing went. So I'm going to center this just so you see. All right. Matter of fact, here's the YM just on a 1 minute chart, so you can see just how huge this was. Look at that. That is scary. That is just plumb scary. And it's legitimate. The YM premium dropped to a negative 133. And the YM dropped with it from a high of 877 down to a low of 825. Okay, that's better than a 50-point move on the YM in 1 minute. Huge bar. And when you look at that, let's go back to the the 5-second bar. All right. And let's get this lined up here. Here's showing a low of 100. Okay. So I'm not really sure which one is correct. I'll make sure that we're getting the read on this correctly. Now, there's something, I'm sorry. There's something off here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry. We weren't in the right spot. But this big drop was still huge. All right, and it drops to 100 here. But the bigger drop is over here. Okay, now let's get this back to where we wanted it to be. All right, so you see this huge bar, that's the bar that we were concerned with. All right, and that's where we see the YM premium drops to negative 133 here. All right, negative 133. That is huge. All right, so it's showing us that as a naked bar here, the YM is now clearly predicting, you know, a return to that price. You can see it much better here. So here again is another very strong reason to be short on the following day. You've got to be short. And we were. And look at what happened. Okay. Finally, toward the very end of the day, we came all the way down there. Okay, and we were calling short all day long today. And there you have it on the YM. So, wow. Wow. Big move down. Okay, so that's the substance of our video there. And got to learn how to read this. My goodness, got to learn how to read this premium. It's a gold mine when you learn how to do it. And you can't afford not to. It's too good. So we encourage everybody, get this indicator, learn how to read it. You can learn so much just from the tutorials that we give you right in the public section of YouTube. Okay. All you need is something to give you the frame of reference. And that's what we're here to help you to do. So I'm Rod Kusin and Spooman for Risk. Once again, our apologies for the slight mix-up with the audio in the last couple of days. But by all means, we'll fix that and hopefully have done so at this point. We'll look forward to another video in the next day or so as time permits. I'm Rod Kusin and Spooman for Risk.